Wow. I
feel
officially
satisfied.
hate Gabby.
I feel
But
satisfied.
I do. I really do. I am so completely satisfied right now. Like, I officially hate Gabby, but at the same time, I understand she's conditioned. And the thing is, she doesn't understand that the people of Paradise have never known that history because of King Fritz.
Yeah, like anybody that even came close was killed.
Right, exactly. Like, it's like no one. She doesn't understand that, and she's literally blaming people. And we're getting into the racial topic. We're getting into the racial topic, but she's literally blaming people for things that happened a century ago that they had nothing to do with. You know, like, yeah, it's crazy. It's like, look, let's just call it what it is. It's me blaming some person of that complexion for having us pick cotton, and they never made me pick any cotton. I get it. You can't blame people for stuff like that. However, you know, what I really feel, and not really kind of jump in the racial topic. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is the current racism versus the previous, you know, that we can't do anything about it. You know, it still affects us to this day. We still have to acknowledge that it happened, but I cannot, you know, be upset with a white counterpart I work with. They didn't make me pick any cotton. I've never picked any cotton, but I do understand the struggle. But going back, the issue that I have with Gabby is Gabby, and to the bigger concept, Gabby is so conditioned. She doesn't understand the Marleyans see her exactly like the people of Paradise.
Yep.
She basically, she is the field. She is the house slave. Yep. And the people of Paradise are the field slaves. They still see you as slaves. Just because they put an armband on you and give you something nice to wear and let you roam about the plantation house doesn't mean you're better than the people that are forced to live in the barn, that don't have the nice stuff and have to go pick cotton. You're still the same thing. But she is so conditioned in her mind by what they have driven in there. She literally sees them as lower than she is, and they're all low. You're still low.
And I think the real fundamental difference with this AOT situation and ours is that with AOT, any of the Paradise people, you know, not only do they not remember, but they have full understanding of who those Marleyans is right now. After 4 years ago, they found out exactly who the Marleyans really were just then. And they still choose to not eradicate them off the face of the planet. Like, this little girl knew who this girl is, know what she's done, and yet is befriending her. And
she doesn't fully know what she's done, but she knows what she's been through.
But I'm saying that she knows that these people want to eradicate them off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like with what we're dealing with now, there's still a lot of people that are still conditioned in the old ways. There's a lot of still heavy racial biases and hierarchy issues and racial dissension all over the place. That is still a continuous thing that people don't choose to accept or move forward to do anything about. In conjunction with this is very fundamentally different. But as far as this episode, bro, like, this is amazing. There's so many freaking callbacks. Like I did not expect them to call back something from the first season.
They call back a couple things from the first season, bro.
Like, saved with her mom. Like, I never thought we would see that character again, let alone, you know, Flock, like, deciding to go and help out Aaron. Because the thing about it, before, he was against Aaron back in the day.
Yeah,
like when
vehemently against that dude.
When Aaron went in to try to save Armin, he's like, no, it should have been this, it should have been that. You'll forget this, and we'll never forgive you for doing this. And yet he's putting his whole life on the line. He's like, yeah, look, I'll go to jail. It was worth it, bro. Like, this is our leader.
Right. Like he is as many of it seems as many of the people of Paradise are now seeing, this is their man of action. This is somebody who once they got the whole plan and everything, is like they're now for it and they're backing Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron is now their hope and savior.
Yeah.
But it is interesting the difference 4 years makes, because that dude
Bruh.
went from being his main opposer to like his biggest supporter. Like, if I have to go to jail for you to free Aaron Yeager, then it was all worth it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
good.
weird though, because from season 3 and back, you know what I'm saying, like your boy Irwin, what was it, Irwin, what was it, what was the guy,
What, the commander?
yeah, was it
Yeah.
Irwin, Commander
Yeah.
Irwin?
Yeah.
Bro, he sacrificed hundreds of thousands of lives for the understanding of, look, this is where we're fighting for a better tomorrow. We're doing this for the same reason. But my thing is that nobody gave Irwin the kind of flack that they give Aaron. Like, Irwin did this for years, and like everybody knew that he was crazy, but at the same time, they were like, all right, we'll justify this and follow him. So I don't know why people look at Aaron any differently. Like, he's doing the same thing. He's doing the same exact thing, the same exact motivation. Like,
is he though? Because if you think about it for a second. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying look at it from the perspective, because I'm not really sure he's completely doing the same thing. I think Irvin got away with it because he was a commander of a regiment that a lot of people really didn't want to be bothered with. Nobody wanted to do the scout thing. They knew if you were on the scouts, you basically signed your own death warrant.
Yeah.
So he had no issues with that because he knew that's what was required to get closer to freedom and victory dealing with the Titans.
Yeah.
And then Aaron came along. Now, Aaron is kind of doing the same thing, except Aaron isn't sending a bunch of people to their deaths to move forward. Aaron is like, yo, I got this.
You're saying that Aaron is doing it a better path than where Irwin did. Yeah, I agree.
Aaron, right. Aaron isn't even sacrificing lives. Aaron is doing it himself. But the scouts have chosen to follow Aaron because that's what they're used to, because Aaron is the Titan. Aaron, because they're still on the piece that Aaron is their best hope, because they finally have a Titan of their own to fight back the rest. And the thing that gets me is now they don't have one. They got two, because Armin is still there. Yet they also understand that even with Armin, ironically being the most destructive Titan, him being who he is, and technically, they've got Zeke. Technically, you now have 3 on here. So it's like they're still following Aaron because Aaron basically gave them the opportunity to have all this. Aaron's the one who made the decision to give the formula to Armin instead of Irvin. Aaron is the one who put the boulder, and seal the wall. Aaron's the one who got them to move forward, even when Aaron's the one who got them the female Titan, really, even if he was bait. Aaron is the one that's always been laser focused on, I'm just going to eradicate them all. So why are you surprised Aaron is where he is now? The only thing that seems to have changed is Aaron now wants to go along with Zeke's plan. And I'm still trying to figure out why. But I think, and this is just my theory, Aaron doesn't want to go along with Zeke's plan, but Aaron believes Zeke's plan is the best way to put him in position to do what he truly wants to do, which I think is eradicate the Marleyans, or maybe even the Marleyans and the Eldians in Marley. Like, he just wants to be free. He wants to be able to know that he can get up in the morning and I don't have to worry about anybody coming across the sea to come get at me or the people I care about, or if I have a future, if I have a wife and some kids, I want to know that nobody's going to come for them at, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet, just stomping through here and chewing people up. Like, that's what I think he wants. And that's the only reason why I think he's even going along with Zeke, is because somebody might have said something to convince him, look, this is the best way to put you in the position that you want, but you don't have to follow it all the way. Get to where you want and then eradicate the rest.
Yeah. So it was two different points that I wanted to kind of go with that. I think that for so long, Aaron was just the guy that was, the Titan that was on our side, right? For a long period of time. And then it was kind of like, can we trust him? Like, is it going to work? Like, can this change? Aaron, for all intents and purposes, they wouldn't even know about the Marlians if it wasn't for Aaron's dad and Darren. If it wasn't for Aaron's memory, like they wouldn't even have an understanding of what's really going on. And so now it's to a situation that not only is Aaron technically the most powerful, he is the leader. Like, I don't even know a way to kind of put it. Like, as much as Levi is, like, in my opinion, like the commander of the Scouts for sure. Like, Aaron is the king of the Titans and the king of the Paradise Island. Like, he legit is at the top. Like, if Hysteria is the rightful queen, he's the king. Like, at this point, like, there's no other way to look at it just because of what he's done. He literally, the foundations of what they have that's still there is coming off of his skin, off his blood. And it's just crazy to know where things are right now. And I think the other thing that I was going to bring into that is, like you said, what would bring him to that point? You said a long time ago that Aaron, he said from day one, he wants to eradicate the Titans. And it may be that's still his end game. And if that means killing the Marlians, so be it. If that means killing Mikasa's family, so be it. But I think that you're right, that it's a means to an end. At the end of the day, in 1 year or less than a year, Zeke's gonna be gone anyway. It's not even gonna matter.
Exactly.
But he doesn't want that to transfer to anybody else. So,
well, here's the thing: he can't control that, though.
I mean, he could eat Zeke.
I mean, yeah, he could eat Zeke, true, but he's only got a few years himself. So, and if by chance he does use Historia, or Zeke himself to become a founding Titan
and start the rumbling.
Yeah, or even without the rumbling, just be able to use the founding Titan's powers. It's not going to matter. He's going to be able to control Zeke. And technically, he should be able to control any Titan, whomever they are, whether they're regular Titans or whether they're, the special ones that can turn back to being human. He has the founding Titan power. All of those other Titans are technically from that founding Titan.
Yeah.
So he should be able to control it all, and I still have the theories of, does it even all matter? Because my thing is, why can't he, as the founding Titan, just turn everybody off?
So you remember that episode? So Wifey, she just got into season 3, and we're watching like Erwin, like he's going to trial and everything. But before that, in the finale of season 2, Aaron, he couldn't even transform. Like, he was just out of it. And at a certain point, he got focused and he cried out and he touched, the Fritz mother. And even after he touched her, though, like, he still was doing things. Like, Mikasa was driving, she had him on horseback. And like, I think that Rainer was about to attack them. And Aaron fussed and cussed him out, and the Titan still went at him. So I'm saying y'all that I don't know the levels to this. I still technically don't understand how the Beast Titan controls the Titans. They never really explicitly explained that either. Because remember when we first saw Zeke, Zeke communicating with the Titans to tell them what to do. But even what's her name? Oh shoot, Annie, when she was freaking cornered, yelled out, and they all came. And they're not even founding Titans. So I think you might be onto something. This
Right.
might be a situation that it's a little bit more simpler than we think.
Yeah, I think the Beast Titan, I think that's just part of the Beast Titan's ability. I think he has the ability to control lower level Titans. I don't think he has the ability, like he doesn't have the ability to control any of the special Titans that can change and change back. Like I don't think he can control the armor Titan, the jaw Titan, attack Titan. He can just control lower level Titans. Because anytime we've seen him talk to the other talk and tell Titans what to do, it's always been the lower level ones that are just running around willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Even the Titans that go different, whatever I can't remember the name of what they call them, but the abnormals. Yes, he can even talk to them. But yeah, when Aaron punched the hand of his father's ex-wife, of Zeke's mother, yeah, he had that control, and he still had it for a while. Just like when Historia touched him, it opened up. And here's the funny thing: when he punched Zeke's mom in the hand, he had that power for a bit, that power, but the coordinator power.
Yeah.
But when Historia touched him, ironically, he still can apparently still connect to his history, through the other Titans, which is, I guess a part of his attack Titan power, but it stayed with him. That's the funny thing. So I just find it all interesting, but I'm still thinking at the end of the day, he's not going to consume Zeke. And in fact, because Zeke doesn't have long, excuse me, I actually think, on theory, either Gabby or Falco are going to end like Gabby's trying to get answers from Zeke. I think they're going to run into Zeke. Zeke is probably going to run out of time, and it's either going to be Gabby or Falco. And I'm leaning more towards Falco, that Falco gets the Beast Titan. And that's really just my personal thing, because I don't think Gabby deserves any Titan whatsoever. She's too conditioned.
She's off.
And yeah, she's way off.
Falco, it's weird. Like, you remember when was it last episode, and Aaron was talking about who he would feel like would be the best person to inherit his Titan? Honestly,
yeah,
Falco to me would be the best person to inherit. If say this cycle had to continue, Falco would be a really good candidate to me. Like, I mean, I know that Rainer wanted this, but like, I mean, everything about, he learned it the right way. Everything that Falco is learning, he didn't learn it the way that Gabby is, or even how Aaron is, or even how Zeke is. Like, he's looking at it from every angle, and he's assessing it emotionally as well as intellectually. And it's something about his character that I really do appreciate. Like, honestly, I feel like Gabby would have died in this episode if he hadn't been here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She was doing way too much, but
for sure, yeah.
I think that the tall chick, Yelena, or whatever her name is, that's so obsessed with Zeke, I feel like, my theory is that Yelena and Zeke got something up their sleeves. And I feel like if something happens, she's going to end up being the one that's going to get that Beast Titan. It's just, she's too much of a mystery. I feel like she's been groomed for a while. I don't know her history.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that small little exposition of a conversation we had like 2 episodes ago, I mean, that's all we learned about her. But the fact that she had a conversation with Aaron in this episode as well, and we don't know what that did, but we knew that after that point it changed things. there's something else at play, because I feel like the conversation that Yelena had with Aaron invoked him to move forward with whatever Zeke was going to try to do. Now, I don't think it's just blackmail. I think it's something else. But
Yeah,
we'll
I don't think it's blackmail. But
we'll see.
I still don't think she's gonna be the still don't think she's gonna be the one to get it. Now I agree with you. I think Zeke has been I think Zeke has something up his sleeve, and he has Yelena working with him to try to steer. And her goal was to steer Aaron into to the point he is, as we've seen him in the early episodes. I think she had a discussion with him for Zeke, and it made him change his mind to become the quote unquote terrorist that he is now. But I think in the end, Aaron is going to pull an okey doke, if you will, on Zeke, and just flip the whole table over, flip his whole plan on his head.
Yeah, this whole rumbling situation doesn't make sense to me. It never has to me. If the walls are, ingrained with all these colossal titans, I feel like the moment that the rumbling happens, it's going to destroy everything within even like 50-yard radius, right? Anything that's
No.
50 yards or a mile out, it would be destroyed, right?
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't say that about the outside ring. But the two, I think the two inner rings, and here's my thing. Yeah, the two inner rings probably, but you got to remember that thing is, those walls are huge. Like my theory is that if you take every colossal titan that's in the walls and line them up end to end, they could literally stomp and trample the entire globe without stopping, without fail. And I think that's my theory is that's why the scout regiment is going to end up going up against Aaron, because he's going to flip the plan on its head, be able to control the rumbling somehow, and is going to line them suckers up to stomp his way across the globe. And anything that he believes is in his way of his own freedom is going to be eradicated. But I think the scout team is going to end up going against him and try to stop him, because if he does that, he's basically going to wipe out the majority of humanity. Like, I'm sure if Aaron had his way, he'd probably take out the entire globe with the exception of Paradise Island, and I think the scout team is going to try to stop him, to be like, okay, there has to be a better way. And the better way really is getting rid of all the titans, and getting rid of the ability to anybody to become titans, because the Eldians are really no different than anybody else. It's just that they have the ability in their DNA to become a titan.
Yeah. So and I don't think it's plausible. I think it's possible for Aaron to be able to do that because he's the founding coordinate, because the king erased the memory of the Titans, period.
Right. So, as the founding Titan, yes.
So if that's a thing, then I still don't understand the techniques behind that, but I feel like if that's possible to do that, then I think that it should also be possible to eradicate the ability to be able to change. I just don't know, because I mean, technically, they didn't know that they were even Titans, and it came out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. You got any closing thoughts on the episode? Anything?
I am ecstatic. I am absolutely ecstatic that we finally got a true Attack on Titan episode. Like the last three, I'm not saying they're bad, but like we said at the beginning of the show, no construct, no structure. Nope. We're bouncing through timelines and it was just confusing. But this right here, just the on your edge feel of, okay, is the girl going to find out that Gabby is the one who killed Sasha? Like, or does the father know that this girl is the one that killed his daughter? You know, the whole thing between Gabby and Falco, where you're really seeing that Falco should, if anybody should be a Titan, it's Falco. And interestingly enough, Raynor wants Falco to be a Titan, so Gabby doesn't have to be. You know, and I think that he's going to get what he wants, but I think it's going to be the Beast Titan. That's just my theory. I'm throwing it out there. Could be Gabby too, but I don't see it happening. She doesn't deserve it.
I pray that girl does not get a Titan.
Yeah, I pray she don't get it. I pray she doesn't get a Titan. You know, or they may do something like they did before, where she gets the Titan, or she becomes a Titan, and she kind of gets it, and then maybe Falco becomes one and beats her and eats her, and then he has
both.
The Titan ability. But I think it's going to be a toss up with them for the Beast Titan. But I'm still back on point. So happy with this episode. This episode is a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah. And whether it's because it was just that good, or the fact that the last 3 episodes were so crazy that this one felt refreshing, I'm not taking away. It's 10 out of 10. I love it, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, this episode was everything to me. Not only did they use time effectively, they used it dramatically. Yeah. They did these flashback callbacks to things I didn't even expect. They had moments with characters, that you kind of hated, and it was like great dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like between Gabby and Flotch. I could care less about either one of those characters, but the dialogue was written so well. And then the unknown is being played with in such a way that it's just beautiful symmetry. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We'll
probably
post this one up. This reaction will be posted up probably on Twitch. I felt like the past 3 there was no need to put any kind of reaction on Twitch, to be honest with y'all. So that's why I did. But this is gonna be the one.
Put this one in the archives. It's for the books.
All right, you guys take care.